Let's fucking go. We about to go big. Kill him with the PrizePicks. Let's fucking go. We going out blazing.
Let's get hunting.
This is population. About to go big. Kill him with the PrizePicks. About to go big. Kill him with the PrizePicks. 24/7 researching, it's all a fantasy. But if I make the right plays, it pays automatically. Bankroll showing that I know it goes strategy. On a winning streak, I'm stacking a dose of the bookies, all get mad at me. Confident with how it plays, not clicking on a flex today. 10 times the money, and we all about to get paid. Eric and Josh on the stream, they be killing it. Never gonna stop it, I like if you feeling it. Digging the players, they all know what time you can't make up your mind, then just go with your gut. Fantasizing, Tasha Cloud, Gabby Williams said watch your mouth. They 1 and they 2, I play the over, they come through. Jackie Young and Kelsey Plum, pick them both, we stacking them. Going big to the maximum, just push them in, we cashing them. Let's fucking go, we about to go big. Kill him with the PrizePicks. Let's fucking go, we going out blazing. This is population. About to go big. Kill him with the PrizePicks. About to go big. Kill him with the PrizePicks. We about to go big.
This is the game.
We going out blazing.
Let's get hunting.
This is population. About to go big. Kill him with the PrizePicks. About to go big. Kill him with the PrizePicks.
All right, what is up, crew? Happy Friday. We weren't planning on doing a stream, but I feel like we couldn't end the week like that after a really just rough night, bad beats all around. Sorry about that. I think as a crew, though, we're feeling really confident on tomorrow's slate. It's going to start really early, 12 p.m. Eastern. So it's good we're getting this video out today. I know it's a day early, but I think you can go back and listen to the content if you want this evening and in the morning before the slate starts. And we have special guests today. Part of the crew, we got Cade and Vince and Tito we trust. How we doing, fellas?
Good.
Doing good, man. I mean, rough night, but here we are, bouncing back.
Yeah. Not gonna spend too much time dwelling on that, but I want to say that Natasha Cloud having 0 assists in the first half, and what she finished with 1 assist altogether, it's just unreal. But
Major outlier performance.
Huge. I think it's just one, maybe due to some her injury issues, and 2, how Seattle played her. They were just leaving her wide open. There was one play, if you go back and look, she just had the easiest layup, like a layup drill. Seattle is basically saying, like, no, we're not going to let you pass it around. You're going to beat us with your shooting, which makes sense. She's not the best shooter. So what are you going to do? It's playoffs. Teams make adjustments, and we have to adjust to those adjustments with our process and betting. So duly noted. We'll be ready for the next game. At least that's looking like it's going to hold up to its potential, that series. So maybe we get 3-game series out of that one, along with this first game on the slate that we're going to talk about. We have New York at Chicago, game 2. This is an elimination game. If New York wins, it's a wrap. The series is over. Chicago stays home and New York moves on. I think it opened last night at 9-point spread in favor of Chicago. I don't know if the line has moved since then. There was a little bit of an injury scare during practice. Copper had a non-contact injury. Sounded like she just turned her ankle. Went to the locker room, came back, said she's totally fine. The coach is hush-hush on it, saying, like, basically annoyed by the reporters asking about it. But she even came out again afterwards, reiterating that she's okay. So I don't know how we take that. Copper's kind of hard to read. I feel like she would say she's okay if she had a broken leg. She's just that kind of player that's gonna show up no matter what. So we're gonna have to figure that out. And how much confidence do we have that she's actually okay? That can be maybe a little bit concerning, but we'll just have to follow the reports on that. What are you guys thinking? Have you guys seen anything else on it?
No, we got official news. Petty's going to be out for tomorrow.
What about Tarasi? Do we have official news yet on her?
No, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, so that's gonna hold back Phoenix props potentially.
She's been
too.
practicing though.
She's practicing.
She's been I'd seen pictures and she's there practicing with the team. I'm not sure how
Okay.
intensive it is, but
Well,
she's at least practicing. She's been doing it for the last few games though, so who knows?
well, that really sucks because that game doesn't start till tomorrow evening, much later after the first game. I think it starts at
around 5 or 6, something around there.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so there's a chance that we might not get Phoenix props till sometime tomorrow after we get official practice notes and injury report on Tarasi. I'm under the assumption that she's not going to play, but we just need confirmation for the props.
I lied. It's actually really late. It's like 9 o'clock.
Yeah, 9 p.m. Eastern. That's what I thought.
Yeah, super late.
Yeah, so we can guess what the prop lines are going to be, though. We did that last night, and our projections on what the props would be were pretty spot on. So I left the original prop lines here, and then I put in parentheses what I thought it would be, and yeah, it pretty much exactly what the props opened at. So I think we could do the same for Phoenix, knowing that Petty is for sure out. So we'll get to that. I think we could still have our own PrizePicks board for that game. Yeah, so let's go over this first game. Recap that game on Wednesday for game 1. Chicago was pretty much leading and controlling the game all game long. They were up by 7 points for a good portion of the game, and then there's about 3 minutes left. They were up by 6. It looked like they were gonna cruise control and just finish them off with 3 minutes left, and then they decide to miss 10 of their last 11 shots in that 3-minute span, and New York goes on a 13-0 run to close the game. So in that basically less than 3-minute span, Chicago never scored again. One of 11, and New York had the fakest quarter I think ever, or 3 minutes essentially, going with the 13-0 run. Chicago, I listened to some post-game stuff, and they were basically saying like they had breakdown on defense, and they're not going to allow that to happen again. And they gotta force more turnovers, they said, and get transition points, which is something they really thrive on all season. And New York, they're definitely prone to those turnovers. My game script theory, and I'm going to see what you guys think. My game script theory is that Chicago comes out just absolutely hungry and on fire because obviously the elimination game, playing at home, it's going to be a fully packed arena. The fans really support them. And I think, Chicago just all season, knowing that they don't lose back-to-back games even during the regular season, I just think they just try to make a statement out of this game and in order to carry momentum into game 3, because if they win this game, they're going to have to go and travel to New York, I think on Tuesday, and play game 3, final elimination game, winner takes all, in New York. So I think they're going to want to make a statement and carry and build momentum and carry that momentum into game 3. So I think New York stealing that game, they did what they needed to do. They're playing with house money. All the pressure's on Chicago. I think New York not playing with that urgency. I think there's some letdown here and regression to the mean. Laney played lights out for her current state, and Sabrina had just a completely fake fourth quarter. She would have stayed under her points, and then she was making like fadeaway threes and fadeaways that, I mean, we know Sabrina. We have a full story book on her, and she's kind of like fool's gold. She'll show you games, flash this like huge upside, and then turn around and just shoot terrible the next game. And you got to remember, over the last 6 games, she has been shooting 8 of 34 from 3. I think she comes back to that. She shot 50% from 3 in that game 1, making 3 threes. I think I could easily see her going 1 of 8 from 3, and going well under her points here. I think Chicago does everything they can to trap her and double team her on the perimeter and force the ball out of her hands and make Laney and others beat them. What is your guys' thoughts on the game script? I guess, Cade, you want to start off?
Yeah, man, I totally agree. I think Chicago reigning champs, they're going to come in, they have championship hard. They're not going to, and as you said, New York already got one of the two games they needed to get here on the road. I think they're going to they might tinker with some lineups here, play, what's it called, Shaq Zoo a little more minutes, see if she's any effective against this team. I just don't see huge minutes for the starter. I think we might have 3/4 of starters for Chicago here, maybe into the first part of the fourth, but I'm not too sure that New York could keep it close again here. They did enough last game, but they were going to lose that game without that crazy run.
Mm-hmm.
Chicago is not going to let them stick around today or tomorrow. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that because I mean they had so many opportunities being up by 7 to just get it over that double-digit spread and then just kind of get away and carry the game away, and they just couldn't just get over that little hump to get that double digits spread lead. So, what do you think, Vince? Are you thinking that not only Chicago wins, but should we be concerned about a potential blowout and starters not playing the full 32 to 35 minutes?
I think any of these matchups right now, outside of Washington and Seattle, we can consider a blowout in some way, shape or form.
Right.
So that's always going to be a concern. I think it will be a blowout, probably going into the fourth, maybe later into the fourth. But I do think New York sticks around a little bit. I don't think they want to let up. You have some tryhards on that team. You have Sabrina, you have Howard, you have Golson. I mean, you have some real tryhards coming out there, and they might not be the prettiest team, but they're scrappy,
right,
and they're going to make it happen. So I think that we have to give a little bit of credit to New York. They made it this far, and we doubted them. We thought the same thing last game, blowout, and look what happened. So I do think it won't be in a similar fashion. I definitely think Chicago is going to come out. They're going to come out gunning. You have players like Sloot who are going to step up. Copper's going to step up, obviously, especially if that ankle is okay.
Mm-hmm.
And Candace, I mean, she's a vet. She knows what to do. So I don't know. I think it'll be a good game, but I do think that they'll definitely put an eye on Sabrina for sure.
Yeah, they're gonna really limit her. I mean, she shot 8 of 12 for the field, 3 of 6 from 3, and still, I mean, shooting that efficiently, she still only finished with 22 points, nothing like too crazy. So
Yeah,
I know people have some concern going under 100 points, but I just really have this feeling game script wise that they're gonna really look to take her out of the game, and it's gonna be hard. She doesn't, so third playoff game experience, and I don't know if she's gonna handle that pressure and going against the reigning champs, a hungry, desperate reigning champs with their back against the wall. Definitely huge potential for letdown. But I do think that, like you said, with Natasha being such a try hard, I think she's going to get hers no matter what. She's going to just try to do it. I mean, you could see the try hard in her. She took the most shots in the team, 17 shots, by far the shot leader. I don't see that changing at all.
No. I think you could definitely hit a pair of going under on a Sabrina, going over on Howard points, because she's going to get the shot volume.
Yeah, I'm totally with you on that. And her points only went up by 1.
Exactly.
And then so the big one that I'm debating on, and we've been riding her, and the big D, the Dolson. They juiced her about what I thought they would. But if she keeps playing 30 minutes, I don't see why she doesn't clear her PRA or fantasy. When you have a center playing 30 plus minutes and their fantasy is less than 20 point line, I mean, I just don't. I mean, the only way, I guess, the concern is if, like Kate said, if if the game gets away and they want to, we've seen New York and games that are kind of out of reach, they will check in Shaq Zhu and play her in garbage time in majority of the fourth quarter. I think that's pretty much the only concern for Dolson, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can agree. And plus, they only juiced up her points by like 1. So there's that.
She did make 3 threes. I mean, that's not like too crazy for her, but at the same time, she shot 3 of 4 from 3. That's
pretty wild.
Can't depend on it again.
That's
But
pretty
for
wild.
Sabrina, just looking at the stats here. So she's been playing a lot of back-to-backs against the same team.
Yeah.
So they just played Atlanta, had 15 points first game, 5 points the second game.
Yeah.
Dallas, 32 points the first game, 13 points the second game. Los
Yeah.
Angeles, 31 points the first game, 20 points the second game. Chicago earlier in the year, 17 and 16 points. Vegas, 27 and 9 points. I mean, she always goes down in the second game when they're playing the same team back-to-back.
Yeah, I think
that's
someone
awesome
in
stats.
main
I
chat
like that,
brought that up
Cade.
too.
That's a
Yeah.
great point. It's a great point.
And plus, if we want to go off the pattern of like the regular season, first game against Chicago, she went off. The last 2 games, nothing. I mean, they just completely shut her down. So I think they just do the same thing here. They said, okay, she got hers. That's it. It's gonna be the Howard show.
Yeah. Yeah, she got 7 of her 22 points in that fourth quarter.
Look at this. Made 3 of 3 free throws, made 3 of 3 free throws, made field goal, made field goal, made field goal. She couldn't miss. 2 for 2 field goal, 1 for 1 for 3.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen again.
Yeah, and just go back and watch that fourth quarter if you can. If you haven't seen it, it's for, YouTube has the full game for free on there. It was so fake. I mean, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying she's like a terrible player. She's obviously a rising star, but she's just shown time again how inconsistent she can be, and just how teams have treated her. And I think that's the stat you brought up, Cade, just really shows that they really focus on shutting her down because. Yes, New York has shooters. They kind of built this team to be like a 3-point shooting team to surround Sabrina with. That's why they lead the league in 3-point attempts. But a lot of times when you shut down Sabrina, New York at times can find it hard to score and get it done. So, and that's why their record is not that great.
Makes sense. I mean, she had 5 fouls last game.
Yeah.
She played basically the last 27 minutes straight of the game, so with fouls. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah,
I just don't see 20 from her. I just don't see it. I think Laney steps up a little bit. She has a good matchup here. I think if Copper's kind of banged up, that opens up the defense there. They might overcompensate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, she gets it done in the paint too. So yeah, I noticed she'll get a lot of offensive rebound putbacks. Her point line only went up by 2? She opened at 10.5 last game, I believe.
Yeah,
here, I have the data on that here. Yeah, she was at 10.5, so now 12.5. Only thing is like, for how well she played, she still was capped around 26, 27 minutes. You would think her minutes would have gone up. She's been sitting right around that 26 minute mark for the last 3 or 4 games since coming back.
Yep.
She might play less tonight since they don't need to win.
Yeah, because you never know with Marine and Sammy and Rebecca on the bench just waiting.
If Johannes has a fake 3-point game, that's going to kill Sabrina's scoring. Because Johannes did not play well. Yeah, she didn't play well last game, and then Sabrina got that fake fourth quarter. Johannes can eat into her minutes a little bit if she's playing well.
Yeah. Okay, so priority-wise, we all are agreeing on Sabrina under, especially if you guys play on Underdog, they have her at 19.5 points, like that even better. And if you want to hedge your bet on a separate card, I would maybe hedge with her assist here.
Yeah.
And then top priority outside of her, would it be Dolson or Howard for you guys?
And Dawson's been on fire.
Yeah,
Absolutely on
Dawson's on a
fire.
heater.
She's been getting like assists, rebounds, everything.
Yeah, she's doing it all. Last game, she was just amazing. Last game.
Yeah, I mean, all season against Chicago, right? Her former team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we say her PRA won or her fantasy. I think I imagine she clears a PRA. She probably clears a fantasy too, but she only had one block last game.
Yeah, she's not really racking up the stocks against them like that. So I'll probably go PRA.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm with you on
One
that.
turnover though, so
Yeah, we
I'm-
can look out for her 1.5 turnover prop again.
God.
And then I guess Howard would be probably priority 3 for her.
Her points probably. Yeah.
And then you think Laney points or PRA?
Yeah, I'm pretty indifferent with her. I think either way.
I mean, she's getting about what, like 3 rebounds a game and maybe a couple
Maybe an
assists.
assist. Yeah,
I just don't know how much she could easily have like a 0 assist game.
Yeah.
No.
Probably just
So.
points. I can agree with that.
Yeah. Okay, I like this ranking here for New York. Is there anything else? I know we don't have the secondary props yet, but I think we pretty much know what they're going to be. They've been pretty like set in stone for these players. Sabrina's been around 3.5 free throws, 2 threes. Dolson, they'll probably have that 0.53 prop again. And what other secondary props? Oh, turnovers.
Yeah, Howard will probably be at 3 or 3.5 again.
Yeah. And then
Sabrina.
Laney, she go under her turn. She barely went over turnovers. I remember Eric liked that last game. Man, she hooked it because it was at 2.5. So I think PrizePicks will probably bring that back since it hooked. They like.
I mean, I guess if you want to play into the narrative, just like Kay was saying, that she might play a couple of less minutes in case of a Johannes fluke game or blowout or whatever, then her under turnovers could still be live at like 2.5.
Yeah. Okay. I think if they drop, what did Howard finish with? She finished with only 2 turnovers. If they drop her turnover, because they tend to play with her turnover prop, it fluctuates between 3.5 and 3 a lot. If it drops a 3, I think you could consider it here. I just based on what Chicago was saying after the game, the coach and the players, it sounds like they are really going to focus on forcing turnovers on New York and making them uncomfortable because they know that's like New York's main weakness. They're like what, top 3 in turnover percentage, top 4 now. So I think we could see a lot of turnovers from Natasha and Sabrina tomorrow. If Chicago is actually going to really press the issue with the stocks. And with that said, I mean, let's dive into Chicago. I love the potential here for all the reasons we talked about. Since last night, I loved KFC. With a player like her with their back against the wall. Now the only concern is the ankle. So I'm just gonna let's watch out. Let's watch the news some more and tweets and the Twitterverse and see if we can get some more info on that. If she's a full go, I love her points. I love her rebounds. Probably have exposure to both. They're probably going to tax the PER, I imagine, by 1. I think they did that last game.
Taxed by like 0.5, I think.
Okay. That, I mean, you
23.5 or something.
You could consider that. But I might just have it exposure in different cards to her rebound and her points. And then Candace, I think I love her potential for fantasy again. I got juiced to by 2.
30.5.
Yeah, so it was right about that projection going up by 2 fantasy. She was at 32.5 last game. I still like it. I think the only thing that's going to stop her is minutes played, if it's whether it's a blowout or not. I think if she gets her normal run, I think she crushes it again in a must-win game. Because her career's coming to an end. She knows that this is not going to have many opportunities like this. So I love her fantasy. I love Copper's points. And then what do you guys think? Would you also have exposure to Candace's rebounds? It only went up by 0.5, which I was surprised. I thought it would go up to 9.5, but it only went up from 8.5 to 9.
Kind of worried about the blowout, just a little bit, because
Okay.
she's going to have to play a lot of minutes to get those rebounds. I think
You're right.
just
You're
putting
right.
a blanket over it might just be safer.
Yeah, completely agree.
Yeah. The rebounds, she usually needs a full run to get when she gets those 10+ rebound games. I'm with you on that. And then Vandersloot, her fantasy stayed the same at 27.5. I thought it would go up to 28.5. It did not. It stayed right at 27.5. She racked up the assists, and I think, which was really abnormal and just kind of fake in my opinion, is that she had 0 stocks. I think she was vocal after the game. She's like, she was the main one saying we need to cause turnovers. I think she's gonna rack up stocks. I think she's gonna play better defense. She could have played better defense on Sabrina, and I think she's gonna do that tomorrow. So do you guys like her fantasy? And I guess it would be risky to play her fantasy, Copper, and Candace all in one card. So I guess you could mix and match. But if you guys had a rank order, and starting with you, Cade, how would you rank those 3, and then throw in players like Emma in the mix too?
I really like they didn't change her fantasy, Vandersloot.
Yeah.
So I think I put her first, just because she's been getting the assists. She's going to get some stocks, I assume. There's no way she's going to have 0 again, at least 1. And she's probably, Candace probably be the first one on the bench in a blowout.
Yeah.
So that's not a reason I put Vandersloot above her, but I put Candace at second just because Copper with the injury concern. I don't want to be blindsided, and she comes out there and she looks terrible. Like she looks like what's his name? Like, it feels kind of weird the way they're handling it. The coach don't even ask about it. Don't, it's kind of makes me a little hesitant on it. But yeah, I totally agree. I think all 3 of them could clear. I think if you want to make a blowout card, first half fantasy score for all these 3 are pretty good, I think.
Yeah, that's a good point. Let's look at that real quick. How much are we getting taxed? So we're actually getting a discount on Vandersloot's first half fantasy. A slight discount, 0.5 discount. She barely cleared it last game, but we've seen she's been pretty effective in the first half of games. And Emma too. Emma usually comes out strong in the first half. We've seen all season. Candace is usually the one that kind of starts slow. She's the one that usually turns it on. I feel like gets accrues most of her points, in the second half and especially fourth quarter of games. So I would probably be less hesitant on her in the first half. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, well, I think she knows this is, she could retire like tomorrow, and I don't think it would be the hugest shock in the world. So, I think she's going to come out there with a sense of urgency. So I wouldn't worry too much about her starting slow, because they have to win the game or the season's over, and she knows that. She's played in the league for over a decade, so she knows that. She's been in a situation before.
Yeah, that's true. Playoffs is just, it's a whole new season, different script, so it's different from the regular season. Yeah, I think all first halves are live. I'm for Chicago. I'm total agreement. I think it just fits our game script narrative really nice, that with Chicago coming out hungry, aggressive right from the start.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of you gotta land on the right ones, obviously, because first half you're cutting everything in half. So you're gonna need the players that have the peak usage and volume for that half, because you're not going to get the full minute spread. So I guess for the first half, if we had a rank order, what would be your guys' rank order in terms of Chicago first half?
Probably about the same. I like them all pretty similarly. First half, it's always a gamble. But once again, I think they're all live, all look good.
It would definitely be between Parker or Sloot, but
yeah,
I do think that Parker will come out there a little urgency. She does usually start off a little, slow, but we saw last game. I mean, she absolutely like destroyed this prop line. So it wasn't even a concern. It wasn't a sweat. I think she has the same. I mean, she's in playoff mode, so her first half might be the way to go.
I'm with you guys. I've set a new rule since Connecticut burning me twice in first half with Courtney and JJ turning her ankle. But
God.
I think I might have to make an exception here. I'm with you guys. I think just due to how important this game is, and coming out on fire. It looks like, I mean, the starters are playing exactly equal minutes in that last game in terms of first half. Copper played. Yeah, they all played. They all checked out and checked back in the same time. So the main starters, Copper, Vandersloot, and Candace. And looks like Quigley played the most of the starters in the first half. But I
can't do Quigs.
I can't do Quigs. I mean, it is a great matchup for her. She does have great history against New York. But I just her usage is so up and down.
I just know the one time I pick her, she's going to sit in like the corner of the whole game. Like,
Yeah, right?
I just know
It
it.
happened.
Okay, so let me ask you guys this. Now we're brainstorming out loud. We obviously like Vandersloot, we like Candace, we like a lot of Chicago. But if you are building a card and you're setting like your priority card, are you prioritizing Candace's first half fantasy over her full game fantasy just due to the potential blowout risk?
Yeah, I mean, just while we're on talk of first half here, Emma, she barely missed the first half fantasy. I don't think she had like a single assist, not even one.
Yeah.
She did get stocks, but she didn't get a single assist, and that's kind of unlike her. I know, we were talking about it for the first game that I kind of like the under on her 4.5 assists, and they totally negated that. It's 3.5 now for this game. But I think she can bounce back and get easily 12.5 fantasy score. It feels really low, especially if we're going to think the whole team's just going to come out and dominate. That's a low line to attack here.
No, it's a great point. Yeah, because if she just gets like one or two assists like she normally does in a half, I think the fantasy potential is definitely there, and it wouldn't eat into the scoring potential of Candace and Copper, because she can get the fantasy done without scoring, because she racks up stock, she gets the rebounds, and hopefully can get one or two assists.
She only had like 4 points the whole game. That's kind of the concern, I think, but
That's
kind of unlikely to happen again.
She shot bad. I mean, it was just an off night for her. She was 2 of 7, 0 of 3 from 3 point
she
line.
didn't get a single assist the whole game.
Sheesh.
A real outlier game for her, for sure. And she lost out on some minutes. Azura played. She played 24 minutes. They split the minutes. So
and she played great. So
yeah, some concern there. Yeah, I think I'm on the fence. Emma is just
that's a hedge play. I think it's pretty good. Not a main play though that I put in the cards.
She just always like gets like right there on the line and will just tease you, man. She's like the rebound.
Yeah, she's really like that. She's a hook monster.
Yes. I
don't know. The only prop I want for her is that like 1.5 stocks.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, she's cleared that. I think every time against New York.
I think she had 1 in one game, but she got like 2, 3, 4, 2.
Yeah.
They might make it 2 though. I wouldn't be shocked.
And with blowout narrative, she'll probably get the longer leash, so she'll be out there a little longer. She might. I mean, she'll definitely see Howard for sure. So if you want to pair that with her turnovers, that could be a thing. But then she might see some of that backup unit too. So I definitely think that if they give it to us at 1.5 again, then I'm taking it for sure.
Oh yeah, I like it. And same for Vandersloot too. I know she had 0 last game, but I think that changes. So I just got a message from Will Guns on our Discord, our homie here. He said that Copper is no longer on the injury report for the game tomorrow, so looks like she's a clear full go.
That's good to hear. I mean, I think we treat it like the opposite of how we treated these injuries lately. We've been very cautious with these players coming back in crunch time, and you know, Howard first coming back, it was a severe ankle sprain, but after that, we were still cautious. But these players, they're getting cleared to go. They're ready to go. They have the medical staff. If they're out there, especially during playoffs or this crunch time, you got to assume that they're going to get the run. They're going to get the
Yeah,
production. It's going to happen for them. It's just a matter of if like everything's lining up for them and shots are falling.
for sure, for sure. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I still love KSC. She's gonna be right there as the shot leader every game, shot volume wise. And she doesn't require the three ball to get it done. She's gonna get it done by attacking the basket, getting to the free throw line, doing the dirty work and the high shot percentage volume that you want. So I think her points went up by 1. I thought it should have opened at 17.5 on the first game. But I still like it. I'm not gonna let the injury, I think, sway me off of my gut call on her since yesterday. So I'll probably stick with her as a core piece, and then Candace, obviously, and then do some hedge betting with Vandersloot and maybe some Emma, and then make a blowout card with Azura as a hedge bet to Candace and Emma. So I guess we don't have, you guys don't really have like a true number one. You're probably just gonna get exposure to each of them and separate cards, probably equal exposure.
For me,
Yeah.
I have to say Sloot might be my number one.
It makes sense.
Just because she's just so productive and they didn't juice her lines at all.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if it does get juiced at some point by tonight or tomorrow morning. We'll see. I'm with you. Yeah, she did not get adjusted at all.
I think for the other 3, there's very valid concerns. You have blowout concern for Parker, extremely valid. You have injury concern for a Copper. I mean,
Mhm.
that is a valid point. We think she's good to go. They're saying she is, but you never know.
Mhm.
And then Emma, we've seen Emma just go completely ghost. I mean, for no
Oh, yeah.
reason
Oh, yeah.
whatsoever. So I think Sloop might be the safest one here. And I think her full game is low enough that she could clear it by the middle of the third quarter,
Yeah.
honestly. Especially if like she gets one or two stocks, she's going to clear it.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, the fact that she got no stocks still cleared it
Right.
encourages me a lot.
Against Sabrina and Howard. If you got
Yeah,
no stocks.
that's pretty fake.
Yeah. I more thinking about it, it makes total sense. I mean, you could even play her full game fantasy and do Candace first half fantasy
Yeah.
in a blowout script card, and that could still work out. So
For sure.
Yeah, I think so.
I like
think so.
that a lot. Okay, anything else that we should touch on for Chicago? How much Stevens would you guys have exposure to? I know she's gonna be popular because she's coming off back-to-back really strong games.
She hurt me so bad last slate. But they didn't juice her points. They didn't juice anything. I don't know. She's getting the run. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, she played a lot of minutes, and it wasn't even a blowout, so she
yeah.
even will play in a blowout, so
Yeah,
the safe pick.
the coach is saying that her defense has really stepped up and improved. I don't know if you guys noticed, but she's racking up stocks as of late, man.
Yeah,
She had so many.
And then the coach said like it's her defense is coming in off the bench. Her and Rebecca Gardner, like they're like a key piece now for when they need defensive stops. So
And aren't they still down a center?
Yeah.
So that kind of solidifies some of those minutes too.
Yeah, I mean, bench pieces kind of burned us a lot recently, but she gets consistent minutes and she's blow up proof, kind of like Brianna Jones. So
Yeah. That's a great
Yeah.
point. That's a really fair comparison. She is, essentially like Brianna Jones. It's like, yes, she's a bench player, but at the same time, she kind of almost plays starter minutes, and then she will play the blowout run. So I think she makes total sense. She's a perfect hedge bet card. To put in a card that doesn't have Candace. You can still keep Vandersloot in it, and run that as a hedge to Candace in a card that you in a prediction that the game blows out or Candace just doesn't get full run. So
I like that.
yeah, cover your bases. And then obviously you have a card with Candace thinking that the game goes into the fourth, and Chicago still dominates, but it just goes all the way to full game. So I think with that scenario, you pretty much would cover, I think, both ranges of outcome of this game, and both those scenarios or avenues could still hit side by side, no matter what range of outcome happens. So I like that method. If for the hedge bet with Stevens, would you go with her just straight up raw points since it didn't get touched, or would you go with her fantasy since she's racking up stocks?
I mean, when she's in there, she's jacking up shots. Like,
Yeah.
she's putting them up. She's not afraid to shoot. So
I mean, I don't have enough fingers to count how many times I've looked at the box score and I've seen she's got like 2 stocks in the first half. Like
that's true. That's
you
true.
look, yeah, she just racks up because she's playing against the bench, and bench centers really can't contain the ball. I mean, Hanzu is definitely not going to be able to keep the ball in her hands, dribble on her, or pass. She probably gets blocked a decent amount too.
Yeah. Only problem is that she doesn't really get assists, and then she'll get you about 3 to 5 rebounds. So if you play her fantasy, you're really hoping for those
stocks. Yep.
I'm saying she gets 3 stocks. I mean, she's more than likely going to like clear safely. You know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it's against New York.
Yeah.
That's true.
So
yeah,
it's a good point.
I like this. I like this strategy. Probably when I build the rank list, I'll probably build it like separate categories where it's like our core, and then have like a section with the hedge bet with players like Emma and Stevens hedging against Parker and Copper and Sloot. So I think that sounds good. Anything else, or should we move on to the late night hammer?
I think we're ready.
I'm ready
to make our own board.
All right, let's catch up with chat real quick. I imagine not many people are around since the games aren't actually today, but what up, Flo? Hello, Josh. Eric is not here. Sorry, man. He was busy today. He had to take care of some stuff at home, so he couldn't make it. But he's here in good spirit. What up, Jay? Let's go. I hope it's a nuke. I'm feeling really good about tomorrow. Both these games, I feel like the game scripts are very easy to predict, in my opinion. Obviously, this late night game that we're about to go over is very easy to predict. Everyday fantasy, what it do, gents? Today's a new day. Let's get hunting. Hey, I like it, man. I like the positive vibes, and you just got to keep rolling with the punches, man. The bookies, they're not gonna lay down every day, so we'll get them back. Hey, what up, Randy? Chatoa, what up, man? And we got underrated here. What up, guys? F the bookies. Yeah. Johnny, Tommy, and Robert, all of them, man. We're coming for them. Sean Drake, what up, man? Waiting for MLB to cash for pricing bets tomorrow. Nice. Yeah, I hope that works out, man. MLB good said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Run it back. Right. Wait, Josh, you got to say pause after that. Writing that big D. Man. Andy, would you 2-power Dulcin PRA with Sloot Fantasy? It's not It's not a bad idea.
I'm not mad at that.
I like it.
I actually really like that.
I think that's been a popular thing amongst us. Probably the last week or so with Dolson doing two
Mhm.
pick powers with her with one other core piece. So, yeah. Benjamin said, "Love the idea for the core plays and hedge plays." Yeah, thanks. I think it helps with card construction a little bit instead of just giving like top 5 or top 10 to choose from. I think separating and breaking it out based on card construction, like obviously you want correlation, you want to avoid things that are going to negatively correlate, but then also trying to get the most out of a limited amount of card entries, in the sense of covering all the ranges of outcome of a game, whether it's a blowout, whether it's a poor shooting night for a player and then another player dominates usage, something like that. So because that it happens, there's variance in the game of basketball and in any sport. So accounting for that variance in the least amount of steps possible. I think
That's
that's the
probably
goal.
going to be so crucial for a playoffs too,
Yeah.
because the lines are going to be so tight. It can go either way, and teams are constantly going to be making adjustments too. So
Yep.
definitely going to have to hedge bets now. There's no all in or there's no locks. These lines are way too tight for that.
Great point. Lines being so tight as they are, yeah, it makes it even more important to hedge for sure. It's a great point. Sheriff said, if the coach was lying about her being hurt, do we believe him when he says she's not on the injury report? Coaches lie, man. Coaches lie for sure, but I don't know. I think she's okay. That's all. I mean, it's all I have to go off of, right? Can't. I mean, we can. I guess we can hit her up on Twitter, but she's probably not going to get back to us.
She
Trill
might read
said. Trill said, "Take all unders. Mercury is done. Yeah, they're toast, bro."
Oh, yeah.
Kyle said, "A lot of unders for the night game." Yeah. So okay, it's a good segue. Let's get to that. Hold on, Kyle. First before we get to that game, let's answer your question real quick. Kyle said, "I know you like Dulcin PRA, but would you go under on her rebounds? She hit her rebounds for the first time against Chicago all season. I like her PRA, but want your opinion." I see your process. I like your process and your thinking behind that. When rebounds are this low for centers, like 6.5, and just due to the variance in rebounding, you just have random balls that fall into your lap and offensive rebounds and stuff like that. Doing unders for this low of a line makes me nervous.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
we have done unders on rebounds for players when it's so high. For instance, McCowan last night. But that was also just due to our game theory, and Cade had a really sharp process on that, and we were spot on. So, but at times we've even gone under on Asia, because her lines are always high.
Right.
But I think this might be just a little bit too low. What do you guys think?
Which one?
I think it's too low for comfort to click the under on.
Yeah.
And I mean the under or the over. I mean, again, I
Yeah.
think it's a pretty tight line.
Yeah.
I think she falls right around that like 5 to 6 boards, and you're going to be sweating it. So, especially if New York does find a way to keep this close, she's going to be a big reason for that. So I wouldn't touch that.
I mean, here's a little advice from me last night. Don't listen to the regular season. Listen to your eyes. Listen to the playoffs, because it's a completely different game.
Yeah,
for sure.
I wouldn't worry. I mean, those games were decently long ago, and she's been killing the glass recently. So I get your process, but that burned me a lot last night. And it's not a bad play, because her line's usually like 4.5.
Yeah,
but she's just been on a tear. I wouldn't go under on anything for Dolson, especially in a revenge matchup.
Yeah,
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, let's transition to this last game. So we have Petty out. Let's assume that Taurasi remains out. With that said, I tentatively right now have Davis moving into the starting lineup. She pretty much played the entire fourth quarter.
She wasn't supposed to play.
Yeah, she wasn't even supposed. Yeah, because she's coming back from injury, right? She's
Yeah.
like she's a
She was
vet. So
questionable.
yeah,
They ruled her in like mad late.
yeah. So I mean, technically, Turner checked in for Petty when Petty went down with injury, and then but
That was just a normal rotation, I think.
yeah, but I think it's got to be
Because
Davis,
Davis
right?
was already in. Yeah.
Yeah, and oh man, did she ball hog or what? I mean, this whole fourth quarter, how many shots did she take? Missed field goal, missed field
Missed
goal,
field goal,
missed field
missed
goal,
field goal,
missed
missed
field
field goal. Free throw, missed field goal.
Sheesh. 1 for 5.
Yeah, that game was out of reach, though. I mean,
Look at this. She played
1 for 4. Jesus.
She played 4 minutes. And she took, she came in, took 4 shots. That was these 4 shots were about
46% usage.
Wow.
Jeez.
this 4 shots in 4 minutes is about as many shots Sophie took all game.
Oh my! Don't even remind me.
I'm just,
Don't even
all right.
remind
I just
me.
want to throw this out
Oh,
there. I have
gosh.
no idea what her prop lines are going to look like. No idea. I mean, I imagine probably in the range of what Sims has been sitting at, like 7.5 to 8.5 points, probably.
I would think so. It seems like when they first put these backups on, especially when they don't have past data or like recent data on them, it's usually around like that 6 to 8 point marker. So I think they're going to still play it conservative and keep it around there.
Man, if I think you got to consider it.
46% usage.
34 overall. Only 9 points, and she took like what 10 shots. So, I don't know. I don't want to suggest playing bum bench players, but it just depends on the line. I mean, she's not going to check out if it's a blowout. They don't have anyone else. She is the bench, right? So they don't. I mean, they literally have no one else that can come in and play because they used all their contracts up. Unless I don't even know if it's too late to remove Petty, or if they place her on injured list and then they can free up a spot. But it's probably too late to sign someone at this point.
Right.
Yeah, I would think so.
I mean, I think Gustafson might slide in. They might play a huge lineup or something. You know.
Yeah,
possible.
she's been actually pretty effective. She's averaging a double the last 3 games. She's a ball
Yeah, I mean,
hog,
because they
too.
could put Diamond's been playing the point guard basically.
Yep.
They could have Sims, Diamond, Sophie, Turner, Gustafson.
Well,
I mean, if they put that lineup out there, man, it's going to be a bloodbath.
It really doesn't
Oh,
matter
man.
what line they put out there.
That's yeah. I mean, they don't have any choice.
I mean, yeah, Davis. I guess Davis and Turner could just split the minutes evenly. I guess it could be a split between Davis and Turner playing 20. Yeah, who knows on that? But I will say that Sims is in the doghouse. Even with Petty going out, you would think, okay, Sims has been playing 32 minutes plus. You'd think, okay, Petty's out. Sims is gonna have to play even more. Well, Petty was injured, and Sims still didn't even check in. Barely checked in for like less than a minute.
Yikes.
Only played 16 minutes, only 2 fouls, was absolutely horrible. So I get why she rode the pine. She was 1 of 6, 1 turnover, 1 assist, 1 rebound. I don't know, man.
She's a turnover machine.
It just feels like Russian roulette here. I mean, it really just kind of feels like how we always talk about New York, and it's going to be whoever can come in there and at least get something done can play. I think it's going to be the same thing here. Whoever can come in at least be, the lesser evil, they're going to get the run. I just don't think
what's
it's
the
not.
line?
Oh yeah, what is the line at?
It's got to be like 20, dude. I mean, it might be the biggest line of the whole year because it's just.
The first game
It's
1
17.
Okay. So it opened at 16 last night. I was like, why is it so low? Why is it not 17 plus?
Yeah, it might be 20 by tip. I mean,
Oh yeah, because
the
it
only
went
way
up like
Vegas doesn't win by 20 is gonna be like they just don't. They're just like resting the whole second half. I mean,
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Diamond 22 attempts. Oh,
yeah. Let's talk about Diamond. Let's talk about the main key pieces. I don't think it's worth putting our money on these bench players.
Mm-mm.
Although if they give us Megan, I think she could be an honorable piece, depending on what the prop lines are, because she has been effective offensively. Just have to look out for that.
yeah.
Okay, let's start with Diamond. I right now predict her points. She was at 14.5 game one. I think it's going to go up to what, 16.5. I think 16.5 is what Bet 365 had her at even for game one with Petty playing. So I think maybe Underdog and other sites could even take her up to 17.5. What do you guys think? Do you think 16.5 is too conservative? Do you think it can go up to 17?
It's too risky. I mean, if you look at all these point props. I mean, Sophie, she's just gonna sit and she doesn't even look like she's involved at all.
No.
She's the only other player besides Diamond that can even score competently.
Yeah.
7
shots, bro.
and they're just gonna swarm Diamond. I mean, she shot 7 for 22, and I was with Petty out there for a good bit. I just don't see it. I mean, I love Diamond, but there's just I don't see in many ways that they don't just swarm her the whole game. Because I know she's not the best passer. She turns it over quite a bit. It's not as much as you guys like to think, but it is a good amount. I mean, just for comparison, Skylar off, Petty off in this month. She's only got 13-14% turnover percentage. Sophie's at 20. Sims is at 20. Turner's at 50. I mean, the other players are just turning it over so much. I mean, she's definitely got the ball in her hands every play, though. That's the thing. And if it's 2.0 turnovers, we're gonna take it.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, if the turnovers drop to 2, for sure. Okay, let's say she gets super juiced, which she probably will because Petty's out, and due to her pure usage and shot volume last game, PrizePicks is gonna juice her. I think her fantasy probably goes up. It was 25.5. I think it goes up to 28.5 or 29.5. That's what Petty got up to when she was hitting her prime spot with Sky and Tarasi out. She was around that 28.5 mark. And you can see Sophie has been there too since those players have been out for Phoenix.
I think he's muted.
We lost him.
Yeah, we lost him.
What was he saying?
Can you hear me now?
Oh, you're back.
Okay.
Yeah,
my cord came loose. Did you catch anything I said?
No.
I was saying,
running
I was
back.
basically just saying that Diamond getting so juiced, probably up to 28, 29 fantasy.
It's too high.
Do you guys just
Too
stay
high.
away? It's probably too risky to even do unders, right? Because just due to pure
Because of
volume.
the usage.
Yeah.
Because of that usage. I mean, if she's going to put up 20 shots again, I mean, she could get that even in a blowout.
Yes.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not touching that.
Yeah, I'm not touching it. Okay. Oh, and then what about? Oh, I think we can consider unders for Sophie here, just based on if you watch that last game. Yes, it's a small sample size, but the thing with Sophie was in all season long, we've taken unders on her when she goes against really big teams like Connecticut and others, where she is asked to basically go against these huge players that just out physical and just outmatched in size. Because she focuses all her energy on defense and is just complete wash on offense. If her lines pretty much stay the same because Petty is out, would you guys consider unders on her, or would you also just fade her?
Dude, I mean, she's just so unattentive. She just does not look like she wants to be there.
And the matchup for her is awful. I mean, just like you said, she's spending so
gotta
much
focus on
energy on just defense.
Mhm.
Yeah, she has her hands full completely.
She had 5 fouls, bro.
Right. And I think we've seen that with a couple of players now in the playoffs where they just have that matchup and they just can't get involved on the offense. So I think her lines might come down slightly, but not enough to not click the under. I mean,
I mean,
she's
the only one I wouldn't go under on is the threes, just because that's all she does.
Oh yeah. I
Um,
want to do unders on the threes, but I mean maybe her PRA.
It's
I
just
just
too
don't.
high, man.
I yes, it might come down by like maybe one, but with Petty being out, I think that they're just gonna keep the lines the same. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because like Kate said, I mean, she's pretty much the only other scoring option besides Diamond.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And who's gonna score
Right.
besides them?
And
And
Vegas, they seem to like really focus on taking her off the 3-point line. So
yeah.
Yeah, I mean they know that too. I mean
Yeah.
they're gonna adjust even
Oh.
more aggressive.
okay, so I'll put like tentative, maybe. Let's wait on the lines, but if the lines stay the same, maybe unders on Sophie, PRA or fantasy.
Yeah.
Um,
She owes us money.
Definitely.
she does owe us money. And then good old Turner. We predicted her rebounds, and we knew she was going to done on the offensive glass, and she did. And I don't see that changing.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, the only concern would be, actually, I guess there's no concern. Well, this is it. I mean, this is the last game for Phoenix of the season. Why
Yeah.
take her out? I guess
Eh,
if they needed Megan more run, but I don't know. What do you guys think on her rebounds? I think it gets juiced to what, 7.5 probably.
Who, Turner? Yeah. I
Yeah.
think it does get used to like 7.5. But I mean, she
I'd
had
say
what?
7 probably.
How many rebounds did she finish with?
14 or 15.
Yeah. I mean, come on now. She
16.
doubled that.
6 offensive
16
rebounds.
rebounds.
Dude, it's just scary.
And now you're taking off Petty, who's a great
Yes.
offensive rebounder.
Yes.
That's
So
true. That's a good
you're
point.
probably accounting for about what, 4 or 5, and on a good day, 6 to 7 boards. That's going to Turner. I mean, Sophie's got her hands full. It'll be Turner and Diamond. That's it.
Yeah. And you said, I think Vince, you said last night, how this is gonna be a brick fest for Phoenix.
Oh yeah, come on now.
With
Yeah.
Jenny and Davis shooting, and even Diamond, there's gonna be a lot of offensive rebound potential for Turner.
So many bricks are going to go up. They don't have the scorers anymore. They don't have
Yeah.
anyone who has a good offensive rating. No one who's consistent. You'll probably get that one player who comes off the bench and has like the hot hand. But besides that, I mean, you just don't have anyone to do it. A lot of the shots going up, not a lot going in.
I also don't think they have enough players to sit all their starters
They
in
don't.
a blowout.
They don't.
Which is just to note.
Yeah, and it's Turner, man. She's been like their warrior. And this is the last. This is it. This is the last game of the season. I think they're gonna just ride her out, man. And
Yeah.
and if you're worried that she doesn't play for whatever reason in the fourth quarter, she cleared her rebound prop easily. In the first half, she got it done in midway through the second quarter. So
She was a monster.
Wow.
yeah, I mean that's all she's gonna do tomorrow. That she's gonna put her head down. She's gonna say, "I'm gonna eat on the glass."
She might even score.
she might.
She was 1 of 6.
I can't believe she took 6 shots, man. She averages 2.8
I can
goals.
believe it. I can believe it. She's gonna shoot like 10 times. I mean, she has to.
I still like the rebound a lot. I think that would
Yeah.
probably be my favorite play if we don't get Diamond's turnovers at 2. I think from
Yeah.
Phoenix, that'd probably be my favorite play from Phoenix. What do you guys think?
I have to
I get
say
you on that.
it is. I mean, she's going to crush it. And if we're talking about tryhards again, she did try hard. I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
This is playoff time. You target
Yeah.
those players who do what they do. And she plays defense and she gets rebounds.
Yep.
And she's
Yep.
going to do that.
And let me just say this, guys. It's a really bad Phoenix slate. If the only over we have for Phoenix is Turner. Anything.
Right.
Oh, it's sad. It's sad, man, because we love Phoenix at home, but yeah. Sad.
I
so
know
unlucky with the
also
injuries.
too. I know last game they put her stocks at 2.5.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Could be interesting, but this is in Vegas, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those
So
stat
no,
keepers.
I rather not risk that.
She gets
Yeah.
more on the road though, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Okay, and then
she could be just playing against bums though and get easy blocks against like
yeah.
Plazante, whatever you say.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention before we move on to Vegas. Diamond's rebounds. So is that 4 game 1? No Petty, like you mentioned. It's just going to be mainly her and Turner on the glass. I imagine it goes from 4 to probably 5.5. I imagine with Petty being out, because she had 8 rebounds, 0 offensive, but she had 8 total. Would you guys consider that if it was at 5.5?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
If you
I
wanted
mean,
to hedge against Turner's rebounds,
it's yeah. I mean, it's not a good click. It doesn't make me happy, but
yeah. I mean, you kind of
it
have
makes
to.
sense. There's logic behind it. Yeah,
Yeah, you have to. And just like Cade said, like they don't have enough players. Like one
that's true.
one
Yeah,
of
I
those
mean,
starters are going to have to be out there, and whether it's her or Turner, they're going to be soaking up the boards. So
yeah. Okay. We'll see what the line is. If it's a flat 5, I would like it a lot. If it just goes up from 4 to 5, but I imagine it's going to have that little hook juice on it
yeah.
with the 5.5. Okay. Anything else for Phoenix? I'm missing.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking about they don't have enough players. I think last time I remember they had that they were playing against Atlanta and Diamond played the entire second half or something crazy. I mean
yeah.
and it kind of fits the role. I mean, she is basically the only point guard they have. So if she probably could play in a blowout, I wouldn't be shocked.
And
Just to kind of scares me off some of the unders just because she shot the ball 22 times though, and only made 7 shots, and she can't really shoot more than 22 shots, not many more.
and I think
Well,
again
she
we
can
have to
even
remember
play well.
like this is it for Phoenix. There's no
Mhm.
reason to rest. There's no reason to really bench your players like that. If they want to play,
Sure.
you might as well play them. So
Yeah.
I mean there is
Don't worry,
blowout,
guys.
but they're really slim. So
Don't worry, guys. The all WNBA rookie Sam Thomas is gonna come in there and save Phoenix today
oh, for sure.
with her 0.6 points per game.
She played 1 minute last game.
That's all she needs.
Let's see what's she doing that 1 minute. Nothing. Okay. I will say. If anyone out there considering Diamonds overs, because like what Kate's saying, and Vince, but there's no one else to play, and this is the last game of the season. Why not play? I will say, if you're considering her overs, the one thing is to consider is that yes, Petty is out, but just watching that last game, Davis and Megan they're chuckers, man.
Yeah, usage
They could
all
eat into
Oh
shot
yeah.
volume. So something to think about. I mean, when Davis was in there, she was taking advantage of her opportunity and just letting it loose in a limited amount of time. I mean, she took 10 shots and she only played 17 minutes. So, and
They
Sophie
didn't really
played
set their
37
starters.
minutes and 7 shots. So,
Yeah, I mean, if they play the whole fourth quarter, the starters pretty much.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, I mean, Gray. I mean, I remember Gray used to get like 10 minutes a game. Now she's getting 3. Thomas 1.
yeah,
Turner 13. I mean, like those are low minute totals.
yeah.
And they'll play more probably, but I mean, Diamond, Turner, and Cunningham all played the fourth quarter, almost the whole fourth quarter. So I wouldn't go under on them because of a blowout, just because of the matchup.
Yeah. Okay.
Agreed.
Vegas. This is the tricky part. I don't think any of the lines move really much at all.
They can't.
No, they can't.
And I'm too scared to click on anything. I don't unders, overs, because these players are so good that they can get it done in 3 quarters. We've seen Asia put up 46 fantasy points in 18 minutes
Yeah.
against New York and other teams. She has multiple games where she has exceeded her 42 fantasy in less than 28 minutes in 3 quarters of play. And she would be the one to consider for unders in a blowout scenario, in a blowout card, because her lines are the highest juiced lines on the team. And then you have players like Plum who can get hot early on and get it done in 3 quarters. I mean, all these players can get it done in 3 quarters. So I'm scared of unders. And then obviously I'm scared of overs because of blowout potential. So I need help, guys. Do you have any leans, or as of right now, I'm depending on what the lines are. If the lines currently stay the same at what they are, I'm staying away. I might consider Stokes for her fantasy or rebound potential, but the blowout, man, does it really scare me.
I was going to say the same. That's really the only place I would go. Even then, it's kind of risky because you'll see Rupert and Williams come in and just
Mm-hmm.
take up a lot of that production actually, and Key will just kind of just fall back into the background, and then she'll kind of pick up like maybe two or three quick ones. But if it goes up to 8, I don't think I can do that. Uh, it just seems a little high, and
Yeah.
then we'll blow out consider too. I mean, I think you could consider Asia's first half if you know
Yep.
if it stays consistent with where we've seen
22.
it.
I think it'll stay at 22 and a half. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Just
mean,
like
she didn't
about
even
yeah,
game one.
score. Like, she was not even scoring. She wasn't even looking to score.
She
yeah,
missed it by like what, 1 point, 1 fantasy point.
I mean, well,
yeah,
she
something
was
like
looking
that.
to score. She couldn't make a shot.
Yep.
And then I guess
She still crushed, I think.
the rest of the team will really be about finding like low lines. Like we're gonna have to snipe some low lines again, just like we looked at Asia free throws made, Chelsea
That'll get
Gray free
juiced.
throws. Yeah, I mean it got
Yeah,
juiced like that day. It'll probably
Yeah.
be what
Yeah.
4.5 maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think it'll be about hopefully they're generous and give us some low secondary lines, but it's
Well,
risky.
how about it? Let me bounce this off you guys. What about if they give us, speaking of low lines, they didn't give it to us game one, but they've given it to us all season long. If they give us Plum at 2.5 turnovers,
Yes.
she finished with 2. So I think if PrizePicks sees that, they love lines that are just on the edge and hook because it has potential to go either way, and more likely in their favor, and they can trap you with it. So maybe they put it back tomorrow, and if they do, would you guys like the under on that? And just thinking that it just blows out early and she gets off the court, or is she too turnover prone for you guys?
I kind of like the under because we've seen, I mean, Gray is in playoff mode now.
Petty's
And
scrappy, man, and no Petty means
yeah, no
less
Petty.
chance that she like loses the
Yeah,
ball.
No
Petty's
And
Petty.
scrappy. Yeah.
Because
so a lot
just
of
like
young
Phoenix is
players
down
out
on
there, but
scorers, they're down on defenders too. So
right. Petty's a great
I'm just,
defender, and these
Yeah,
rookies are
Petty,
not,
yeah.
or the
Yeah.
fill-ins are not, but they are scrappy. But
yeah,
they probably won't be in too much against Plum.
Yeah, man, if she plays less than 30 minutes, really good potential that she stays under that 2.5. Let's hope we get it. Let's mark that down in our notes as like a key prop to look out for. Again, game one, PrizePicks. I don't know what the other sides gave, but we only got Chelsea Gray at 2 turnovers. She got over that with 3 turnovers, which she's been doing a lot lately, and it's just natural with her. She's trying to force the pass and ball. She
Which,
suffered an ankle injury. Key thing I want to bring up before we finish. She suffered an ankle
yeah.
injury. I thought it was worse than what it turned out to be. She went to the bench. She looked pretty mad about it. Had a towel over her head, and then ended up checking back in and playing. I don't know. I don't think she'll be on the injury report, but let's say it's bothering her a little bit. I feel like she'd be the first to go to the bench in the blowout.
Definitely.
yeah, definitely agree with that.
But it's scary to go under on her turnovers because she just turns it over
Oh,
so much.
she's a witch, man.
Yeah.
And she handles it so much. I mean, the usage is there.
Yeah. Oh, and then another one. Plum, another low line under.
Her 3-point made, I was going to say
3-point
the
made.
same thing. Yes.
But I have a feeling that PrizePicks is going to put it back down to 3
They'll
because
put
they
it at 3.
they
Yeah.
It'll be
fluctuate that
3.
line a
Yeah.
lot.
It'll be 3
It will
again.
be 3.
But if it's not,
100%.
if it's 3.5 for whatever reason, I think that's another under low
Yeah.
line.
God, like I said, the under.
Definitely.
She rarely ever clears it whenever it gets up to 3.5.
I kind of like her under points as well. I mean, she got 8 free throws, which is like got to be near her season high, and she played 35 minutes, only had 22 points. They put that line at like around 20. I think it could be a decent under if you want to make like a blowout card or something.
Okay, then what about Jackie, our favorite at home? She hooked her points. I think
Right.
she fell just short of her fantasy, right?
That was horrible, bro.
Yeah.
Don't even make me talk about it. She
Yeah.
had, I think she had like 16 points plus rebounds at half, and she didn't get a single one until like 4 minutes left in the game.
Yeah,
Oof.
because of that
He was playing the whole time.
empty third quarter. The third quarter was empty of stats essentially for both
It's
teams.
crazy. And then she barely got to 21. I'm sure they're going to make it 21 and a half. I don't know. They might bump it up because the rebounds should go up.
Yeah, rebounds will.
yeah.
It got juiced
Tell
that
them to stay
day.
away.
What you think it'll
Yeah, it
probably
went
go
to
stay at
4.
4 or go to
It'll
4.5?
be 4.
It'll be 4. Yeah, it'll be
It'll be
probably
4.
4.5. I can see
Yeah.
either or.
I mean, but don't we? Gosh, I want rebound access to this game because
Actually, she has been
Phoenix has been a
playing
brick,
like
man.
she's been playing good minutes though, hasn't she? Even in the
Yeah.
blowout, like 28 plus minutes at least.
Yeah, she's one of the last starters to leave, I think.
Yeah, she is.
And she's at home. Oh, so tempting because I take her every time she's at home. Every game she's at home, it's like almost a free square almost every time.
Yep.
But
She cleared a
today it's
3-point
tough.
prop.
It was at 1.5, right?
It was a 1.5. She cleared it. I think she cleared it in the first half. But yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't
I
think
don't.
they'll
35
go
minutes.
fuzzies.
Can't expect 35 minutes again.
No.
It's 4 rebounds. I just don't know. I feel like it's kind
Yeah,
of flimsy.
it's risky, man, with the blowout. But I mean, I wish we could get rebound access here because of all the bricks going up from Phoenix. But I think just the blowout concern is the main thing holding back.
Maybe if
Vegas
they
is-
keep Asia at 9.5, maybe take that under.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Very risky
Maybe.
because again, there's gonna be a lot because there's gonna be a lot
Listen
of
to
bricks
Tito.
going up.
Yeah, man.
But it's risky. I mean, we've done it a couple times and we were sweating hard. So
Yeah, we did. Just another
Yeah,
point
maybe.
for Vegas, I think. Last few years, they've been really good regular season team, but then they kind of like they need to get over the playoff hump because they seem to fall short in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And new coach now, Becky. I think she's kind of she's from the Popovich tree, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of coaching, where they're going to sit their players.
Yep.
In this kind of situation, I think, because playoffs is everything. The winning coach, I think you're going to see less minutes for the starters here.
Yeah, I think so too.
yeah.
So
I mean, I think both teams kind of know this is it for Phoenix. They'll put up a decent fight, I think. I give them a half. I think they could keep it within single digits. A half. I'd be pretty impressed.
yeah, I mean, and they don't need to make a statement against them. I think they do it with respect, knowing what Phoenix has been
Yeah,
through and
for sure.
Brittany's whole ordeal. So yeah, I think even more reason to put the starters on the bench and get ready for potentially Seattle next round.
They want as much rest as they can get because that series might go to 3 games.
Yeah,
which
and they'll
would
get
be
extra rest.
huge for them.
Yeah, they'll get extra rest while Seattle's.
And they don't even have to travel because they're going to have first 2 games of that series at home.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Great point.
So they're basically not going to travel for a few weeks, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I think first halves are in play, but it's just hard to figure out. Besides Asia, it's just hard to pinpoint which one between Gray, Jackie, and Plum, because any one of them can ball hog and dominate usage in the first half. So I'd probably say that's more of like a risky bet, but I think Asia first half I totally get if you want to do it. I know she burned
I
people.
think I like Jackie's first half. I think
For fantasy or points or
purely or fantasy score. I don't want to limit anything because they could just be like passing to each other wide open or like stocks, everything. I think fantasy is probably the best. And I think Chelsea she played really well at the jump. Jackie still went crazy in the first half, so I think that's a decent play. Probably my second favorite behind Asia because I think Asia probably just gonna go out there and dominate. But she does struggle to score against Turner. She's basically just like she's forcing up shots, but she's getting so many rebounds, so many stocks. Because they're just these guys on Phoenix. They just don't know what they're doing. Like they're just running in, getting charges, getting blocked, turning the ball over, throwing into the stands.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we got a pretty solid core list here. And I think gave some pretty solid game theory. If people want to come back and look at this content later, before lock, plenty of time for that. We could do like a team card here, and we can even include potential plays from the late night, even though we don't have them. But yeah, let's start with you, Cade.
Maybe Sabrina under points.
All right, love it. Vince.
Vandersloot fancy.
Yes.
Like it too. And then I'll go with the big D.
I knew you were going.
I'll stick with the PRA.
Okay.
All right, Cade. And we can, like I said, we can include one to the second game, and we'll just have to write it in.
I want. Yeah, it's tough. Give me. I have to go with Jackie. I feel like hypothetically Jackie's first half. Fantasy.
Okay. That'll be the fourth.
We can get another pick in here.
I think it'll be 14.5 because her line was at 20.5 full game. It'd probably get taxed by 0.5, I imagine. So
probably, yeah.
Okay. Oh, here, you know what? I'll build like a card here so I can actually write it in. Oh, we can do 2 cards. We can do like a hedge card for blowout for game 1. All right. So we got first one was Sabrina under points. And then the second one was Sloot.
Yeah, fancy.
Yep.
And then Dolson, 16.5 PRA. Jackie Young. And what do you want for the fifth, Vince? For 5 flex, people want the 5 flex.
Ooh. Probably. I'm gonna say Turner.
I was gonna say
Turner.
Yeah, I was gonna suggest that too. Okay, and then our hedge card. What do you want, Cade?
Give me Parker, first half fantasy score.
Okay.
I just think it's too low. I'm worried about a blowout. I think she's just gonna come out there and just crush.
I'm with you. What was it? 17.5?
I think.
Yeah, 17.5.
All right.
This feels real nice.
Let's go with KFC.
Like it. It's a good hedge to Vandersloot. You are points or rebound?
Points.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with points.
Okay.
Go ahead and pick her.
What am I gonna say?
Go ahead and pick her.
I can't, man. I can't.
So we can play the opposite. So we
I can't do the Dutch Howard, bro. I can't do it. It makes sense in this card though. It's a hedge to Dolson, and yeah. Oh, man. All right.
The curse is back on, boys.
I mean, although I want I want Diamond's turnovers if it's 2 or Sophie's unders, but
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm
I
thinking
can't. I
Diamond.
think I like
can't do. I
Diamond's
can't do
turnover.
Natasha. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. But for anyone else out there, do it. It makes sense. I'm gonna do. You know, I'm gonna say Diamond if her rebound's less than 6, or if her turnover's at 2.
Wow.
I like that.
And that hedges Turner. All right, Cade.
All right, Sophie. Sophie under PRA or points or PRA. I just don't think she's gonna. She doesn't look like she's shooting at all.
Yeah. I think the PRA probably stays around 23.5. 20. I think it's like
Yeah.
22.5 to 23.5. I thought you were gonna do first half Asia, but
And scoring, she's been struggling to score. If it was just like everything but scoring, for sure, but I'm a little worried about her scoring.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, what should we do for the 5th, Vince?
Slim pickings.
Stokes.
I mean, we have some plum unders or Asia's first half since Cade went with Jackie's first half in the first card.
I'm just so for plum unders, I think they're gonna put her threes back at 3.
Yeah,
It's
So
three,
that
for
kind
sure.
of takes me off of it.
and we might
Her-
not even get the turnover prop again.
I was gonna say that
Yeah.
too. So I'm kind of concerned of that. Maybe Jackie first half.
Again?
I think so. Oh, we already had it. Nope. Sorry, Asia.
Asia.
What's
Yeah,
in the
Asia makes
keto?
sense as a hedge bet here. And the only thing different as a second hedge I would do, or as a third hedge, I would just take out Candace and put Ezra Stevens. Something like that. I think it covers the basis for Chicago. If you put in Stevens instead of Candace for the third card, and then put
Make sure you put under for Sophie,
Oh yeah. Good call.
just so no one
Yeah.
takes the over. I feel really bad if she goes under. we had her over.
Oh man. I like this.
I like
Wait. Yeah, that's fine. I think Asia having exposure to her multiple times is fine here. Yeah, I like the idea of doing the Sophie under PRA and then doing over on either Diamond's rebound or Turner's rebound. I like that pairing. Okay, let's look out for lines. And we'll chat about it on Discord throughout the night. And the first game is gonna start at 9 a.m. for me here, anyone on the West Coast. So it's gonna be super early. I'll be busy doing stuff on the weekend, so I won't be around in the morning. I'll try to be around later tonight, and see and hope that we get lines for at least Vegas, I would imagine. But yeah, maybe Phoenix later in the night, but I doubt it. And probably it's going to be tomorrow, but we'll see. You guys got any last things for the people out there for tomorrow?
Sure. Yeah, we got UFC tonight. Tomorrow night. No, we got game here. So and the second game's like looking like a complete blowout. So if you want to chop it up in there, I'll probably be in there.
Oh, cool.
Tomorrow night.
Nice.
If anyone's a fan.
Yeah, I think there's UFC people out there definitely in our Discord community. So yeah, if you're not part of the community, join us in the link below. Yeah, chop it up for all sports. Not only these games, WNBA games for tomorrow. Vince, you got anything on Tito? How is the model looking good?
Yeah, man. So I've been working on adjusting the permanent rates, getting those more aligned to the game totals. So we're looking in a really good space right now.
Nice.
Hopefully, it'll get us some wins with these really tight lines too.
Yeah,
But we'll see.
Yes, sir.
that's awesome. All right, appreciate that, guys. I hope everyone has a good weekend, and I'm feeling really good about tomorrow. And let's see what we get for Phoenix. And if we get the props tonight, I would jump on it early before they get adjusted
Yeah.
tomorrow.
For sure.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and
While you
just
guys are here,
hey,
make sure you like and subscribe. I know we're getting a lot of viewers in here, and keep growing. Hopefully, get some likes and subscriptions.
Yeah, keep growing, and yeah, more people we have and more input, the better. Let's finish out with chat, and we'll get out of here. Let's see. Anyone have any questions? Oh, I'm lagging. Oh, man. Sorry about that. Finally got to see Turner shoot the ball.
yeah.
AJ said, understand why she never hits four if you could see how she shoots. Yeah.
1 of 6.
Hey, that's 5 shots more than she usually takes.
Kyle said, off topic question. Do you guys do these lives for the NFL and NBA too? Oh, we will for sure. For sure. Yeah, we have a lot of stuff planned for both NFL and NBA. So stick around for that. Cowboys said she's the only offense they have. Do we nuke unders in the second half if it's looking like a blowout? You know, a lot of times, JR, they won't even give you the lines for the second half if it's looking like a blowout, and their PrizePicks is probably already planning for that blowout, so we might not even.
Or what they'll do is like they'll put them up a little earlier, and then the moment they see it gets a little out of hand, they'll pull them right there.
Yeah. So maybe if you're like sitting there on your like computer or phone watching it, and you can get on it before they take it away. Yeah.
We never know, man. With Sunday, they put up the second half props, and you saw how that went.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be an edge. If you guys are able to sit there and watch the game or keep track of the game and be ready to enter second half cards, definitely. I think there's a chance the opening Sophie props will be higher than last game before getting bumped down. Yeah, I have no idea what they're gonna do with Sophie because Petty being out, but also she also didn't produce last game, so who knows? Maybe it just falls kind of in between or just stays where it's at. I don't know. Sheriff said Diamond's bite language scares me if they get down big because she just check out mentally. She does. She puts her head down and she gets discouraged easily.
She does.
She did for sure. Like that, she played the whole fourth quarter. I don't think she even did anything the whole time.
She didn't.
Well, partially because of the ball hogs off the bench, I think. But yeah, it's a good point. I am concerned. I don't know. I mean, she's shot the ball 22 times and she only made 7 shots. I don't know how many more shots she can take in a game, especially when she's now basically the only shot creator on the entire team.
Yeah.
And you would think by now that they would all accept it, that this is it. So hopefully the mentality isn't really too much of like an issue. I mean, there's really no hope for Phoenix at all. So if she goes out there and plays, you have to assume that she's just going to play.
Yeah, it's the farewell tour, farewell game for him. All right, guys. IOA, what's up, man? Let's go. Who is Josh Bay? Oh, Plum, always.
Nah, but Big D.
I'm ready for Plum once we get deeper in the playoffs. I appreciate that.
You consider Plum under today?
Yeah, definitely.
Depending on line. Yeah.
Oh yeah, every day good call out. It's happy hour till 8 p.m. on PrizePicks. So the minimum bet goes down to I think $1 or something like that per card. So yeah, if you're balling on a budget and need to build up bankroll, it's a good day to do it. Throw in some. Is UFC even available right now? Yeah, throw in some UFC and some of these cards.
I'll just give out one pick right here.
WNBA.
For MMA, Usman's at 3.5 takedowns. On the books, he's like plus 400 to get 4. It's like I think it's way too high. It's for 4+ takedowns. Yeah, for 4+ takedowns, he's, let's see, just make sure. To have 4+ takedowns, just make sure. Plus 275 right now.
Okay.
Pretty good odds for the under on that.
There you go. Throw it in with a few of those WNBA plays if you're doing happy hour. Some mix and match there. It could be good.
The happy hour is going to be so crucial too, especially since we got to hedge like so much.
Yeah.
You can really get a lot of game scripts in
Yep.
very little volume. So
Yeah, that's true. Very true. Throw a few $2 couple bucks variations in there. All right, guys, I'll get out of here. I'll be around later tonight in the fish shack. Hopefully chopping up some new props, not just staring at these same props that we have, but yeah, let's stay posted on the second game and get ready. And feeling good about tomorrow. Drop the rankings probably later tonight. Even if we don't get the props for the second game for Phoenix, I'll still drop the rankings tonight in the Discord and post it on Twitter as well. And then Cade will have his on Cade Bets, and Aguida will have his on Aguida Bets, and then I'm sure Eric will have his on at E Made It Happen. And then we all post within our Discord community too. So keep an eye out for those before lock. And yeah, let's bounce back. Feeling good about tomorrow, and unders for the win, right?
Unders for the win. We've been killing the unders lately, so
yeah, we have.
Keep riding it.
Let's do it. Don't be scared.
Yeah,
just click it. Don't be scared.
Well, and underrated said it best. You start off winning, so there's that.
I like that. You do. You're in the green from the start, right?
Exactly.
That is true.
All right, guys. You guys have a good weekend. We will be back. I think the next set of games is on Tuesday. I believe so.
Yeah.
We'll be back then for stream, and yeah, let's get our money back. All right, guys.
Oh, wait, we have it on Sunday too, right?
Sunday we have a slate Sunday, but in terms of streams, I won't be around. But okay. Sunday be around chopping up a Discord as always for sure.
Bet.
All right, guys. I will catch you later tonight in Discord, everyone, and yeah, have a great weekend.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good one.
Peace.
Let's fucking go. We about to go big. Kill him with the PrizePicks. Let's fucking go. We going out blazing.
Let's get hunting.
This is population. About to go big. Kill him with the PrizePicks. About to go big. Kill him with the PrizePicks. 24/7 researching, it's all a fantasy. But if I make the right plays, it pays automatically. Bankroll showing that I know it don't strategy. On a winning streak, I'm stacking a dose of the bookies, all get mad at me. Confident with how it plays, not clicking on a flex today. 10 times the money, and we all about to get paid. Eric and Josh on the stream, they be killing it. Never gonna stop it, I like if you feeling it. Picking the players, they all know what time you can't make up your mind, then just go with your gut. Fantasizing Sasha Clown, Gabby Williams said watch your mouth. They 1 and they 2, I play the over, they come through. Jackie Young and Kelsey Plum, pick them both, we stacking them. Going big to the maximum, just push them in, we cashing them. Let's fucking go, we about to go big. Kill him with the PrizePicks. Let's fucking go, we going out blazing. This is population. About to go big. Kill him with the PrizePicks. About to go big. Kill him with the PrizePicks. We about to go big.
This is the game.
We going out blazing.
Let's get hunting.
This is population.